Hi, this is Dr. Bill Berkowitz from Zoe Chiropractic. I often get the question from everybody that I see, what's wrong with me? And while I'd like to answer that question, I think there's some foundational understanding we need to get to first. And I'm going to start with you have nerve. See, basically, if you look at everything that we experience in life, whether we feel great or whether we're in severe pain, whether we're appreciating beauty, whether we're in joy, whether we're in sadness, fear, anger, whether we're sleeping and digesting, healing from something, or under a great deal of stress, it is all centers around the nervous system. We experience life through our nervous systems. And so if there is anything going on with your nervous system, it is therefore natural that it's going to impact some aspect of how you perform, how you function, how you experience life. Specifically, there's a part of the nervous system called the autonomic nervous system that has everything to do with every departure from health and well-being. And there's two main divisions. There's really three divisions that I go into a course that I teach, but for the sake of this video, there's two main divisions of the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system. And think of autonomic as automatic. It's those functions in your body that function without you having to think about it. It's digestion, it's heart rate, it's respiratory rate, it's healing, it's recovery, it's sleep, it's hormonal function, it's neurotransmitter function, it's everything that happens without you having to think about it. And those two divisions of the autonomic nervous system are sympathetic, which we often refer to as fight or flight, and parasympathetic, which is rest, digest. We're under tension, we're energized in sympathetic. That's where our nervous system perceives either real or imagined threats to our well-being, and we mobilize energy as if our life depended on it. And when we mobilize energy to fight for our life, we sacrifice all the functions that help us rest, recover, heal, digest, get ready for the next day, and to show up at our best. And when that sympathetic nervous system is activated repeatedly for long periods of time, it becomes harder and harder and harder to return back to parasympathetic. Parasympathetic can be thought of as safety, ease. That's the place when we're in communication and connection with other human beings. That's the place where we go to sleep and get deep, restful sleep, where our digestion is good, where if we do encounter some bug, virus, bacteria, even if we succumb to it, we recover from it. It's not a prolonged illness. And you've seen that within the COVID pandemic. The vast majority of people who have had a challenge long-term recovering from this, or who haven't recovered, have some underlying health challenge. And you can trace almost every underlying health challenge to stress. And what does stress do? Stress puts us into fight or flight. And the more stress we're exposed to, and we are all exposed to massive amounts of stress on a daily basis, usually small amounts, but it's repeated, moves us further and further from rest and digest into fight or flight. And the more time we spend in fight or flight, our nervous system views that as our base camp. We spend less time returning to that parasympathetic rest and digest. So it is your nervous system through which you experience life, the five senses, your sense of your own body, your immune system, everything that happens within your body that enables you to go about your life is dependent upon the function of your nervous system. And so that's why the focus of my practice is not on treating pain and conditions, although I see people with all kinds of issues. My focus is on dealing with the underlying cause of almost every departure from health and well-being. And that is stress. Really what it is it's tension and interference to the function of the nervous system. You see, that autonomic nervous system is the communication pathway between the brain and the body. The brain relies on messages, feedback from the nervous system to tell it what to do. And in fact, for every 100 nerve fibers between the brain and the body, 80 of them are sending messages from the body to the brain, and only 20 are responsible for sending messages back from the brain to the body. So if there's any tension on the nervous system, there is by nature, by definition, going to be some alteration in the function of the nervous system and therefore the function of the body. So if we want to give the body the greatest opportunity to express great health and well-being, great vitality, not just when we're young, but through our golden years, then what we need to do is have a nervous system that functions as well as possible. A nervous system that is able to respond to stress rather than to go into fight or flight and get stuck there. So in coming videos, we're going to delve deeper and deeper into strategies that you can take in your life to both reduce stored stress and tension in your nervous system and to empower your nervous system to become resilient. And what that means to me is that when you encounter a stress, you go into fight or flight, you respond to that stress, and then you come back to home base. You come back to rest and digest. You come back to the place that allows you to be your best each and every day. So look forward to the next videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to look at my Facebook page, there are other shorter videos that I'm putting out. Get in touch with me on my website. I look forward to hearing from you.